Hi guys, good evening from Europe after US cash close ahead of the Tokyo Open. Risk warning guys, please bear in mind trading on margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for investors who can sustain a loss of some or any investment, so please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money, however past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Alright, still 19th of October 2020, Monday in Europe, but we are going to cover Tokyo Open, so we are going to talk about 20th of October. Let's start with the huge risk of sentiment and indices. US Nasdaq getting lower and especially getting closer to possible demand, closing below very important level based on the chart. I'm using 11,720. So with this type of the close, it would be good if we can create weekly open here. So for now the weekly open and today's high and Thursday Friday price action, we have some swing high. Today price action to the downside. Well, what about the buyers? The buyers looks like, if we are going to take into the consideration what was supposed to work as a consolidation with the failure to the downside, right? We have top of that consolidation, 50% of that consolidation as possible buying zone. So in that case, based on the chart I'm using, the top is around 11,500 and the mid of that range around 11,220, right? So that's where I do expect some buyers over here and again around here. Okay, so the top of the range, mid of the range. What about the sellers? I do think that the weekly open but also Thursday low with this breakout candle low, right? So the levels close to 11,725. That's where I do expect supply. In that case, we might put some arrows. So the low from Thursday as well as weekly open, that's where I do expect some supply. Now let's switch lower to the intraday chart. Let's have a look what we have, and basically this break through that consolidation, right, where we were trying on Friday to keep that levels, corresponds with the weekly open we just talked about. So levels close to that zone from the intraday perspective. So depends on what kind of the price action we are going to get overnight, but you know, the cases extremely rapidly growing cases in Europe don't help here. Well, there is a other side of the coin. There is another chance of the deal, a stimulus deal, as Mnuchin is going to talk to the Democrats, to Pelosi. We will see. So with that being said, I would be very careful to see some kind of the spikes. It's worth to mention that based on the weekly chart, we've seen this closing the business upper shadow on Friday. So the things are going to get very interesting when it comes to the Nasdaq. Another one is SP 500. Here also huge rejection, right? And the only difference is that if we are going to look where we are trying to hold, so the levels or the zone we already discussed previous week, right? So I'm not gonna be surprised to see attempt to bounce, but similar like in Nasdaq, Thursday low as the first line of the possible supply. Anyway, I would like to see a little bit of the bounce at least. So from the intraday perspective, well, I have the favorite, but let's switch back to the daily. Let's have a look where we have when it comes to the weekly open. All right, that's my favorite. That's the weekly open. Okay, let's switch lower. So that's my favorite because it corresponds with what we have with weekly open, this over under broken here, right? In that case, levels close to 3,480. We are testing 3,435. So we are testing the broken swing low when it comes intraday swing low when it comes to the Thursday trading activity. But be careful, guys, because overnight we might see the creation of this over under and retest the levels I'm looking for, 3,480. 3,400, in my opinion, is some kind of the demand, and more demand above 3,445.50. That's how I see S&P. Now, when it comes to the calendar, during the Tokyo session, we are going to get the minutes from the last RBA meeting. So let's have a look what we have when it comes to Australian dollar, right? Let's have a look first. Aussie USD. So there was an attempt to move higher on Aussie daily chart, right? It was an attempt to get back above this broken swing low, right? And that's, in my opinion, first and very important supply level for now, okay? Because holds this one. It's a daily, so green color. Okay, so that's the level, and it would be great to have some kind of the possible swing high. So what I'm gonna to look for any kind of the spike after the RBA minutes, to try to take the advantage. Of course, if I'm not gonna be sleeping at the time, we will see. So with that being said, all right, with that being said, what I'm gonna to look for, I'm going to look for the retest of the weekly open number one, but I would rather want to see this over under being, from the intraday perspective, being retested here, here, and here. So again, levels close to 71. I would rather look for 71 for the spike towards 71. Well, the thing is that not necessarily we might get that one, because there was a consolidation, twice failed double top rejection, so 50% of that consolidation, some levels, as I mentioned, related to weekly open, that might be already supply around 70-80. But I'm going to look what's going to happen, what might happen first when it comes to the intraday chart around 71. Of course, when it comes to the buyers, no doubt about it, that we have at 70 very important level, already discussed previously, and I do expect, as you can see, plenty of important things. And also from the weekly chart perspective, that's the latest weakness, discussed quite a few times already. Now, of course, the bounce wasn't that great, right? The latest bounce wasn't that great, and the 70 is working like a magnet. So this time it could be 1-to-1 and going lower towards 69 as a first, and then this weekly 66 has not been tested, and that's what could be the target finally for the shorts. But of course, from the intraday perspective, again, trying to repeat ahead of the Asia, I don't want to bias anyone, but I'm looking for selling opportunity. But of course, 70 as a psychological level may work as a demand. And AUDCAD, Australian dollar versus Canadian dollar, so two commodity currencies. Again, staying short, and if you were not able to start to trade previous week, any kind of the bounce here, like retest of previous midweek base, all right? Because what we have a base drop continuation, all right? So that's the previous week action, okay? So midweek consolidation and this broken swing low, another broken swing low. That's where I do expect another supply. In that case, we are talking about the levels close to 94.20. But I would be very careful trying to chase here. We do have Canadian CPI, so for sure we are going to have a chance to make the update. Bearish day, red color dominates, indices lower, Australian dollar lower, and we just discussed few possible trading setups for the Tokyo session. Thank you very much, take care, have a good one, see you around, take care, goodbye.